is Donald Watson, and I'm from Twiggs County. Late last summer, Twiggs County learned that the landfill, which was sold to Advanced Disposal, which sits over our recharge area, had applied for an unneeded expansion. We oppose this, citing Georgia 12-8-25.3, which protects recharge areas. Our water was saved for the time being. But we were concerned that landfill interests would lobby the Georgia legislature into killing that law. We figured it would take about 2 years. Now our fears are realized. Suddenly and miraculously, SB 110 appeared just 3 months after stopping the unneeded landfill expansion. What a miracle. Millions of Georgia citizens are under attack by Senate Bill 110. If this bill becomes law, it removes all protection from mega landfills, which ours are trying to become. We don't understand why the attack. The recent U.S. Supreme Court interstate commerce ruling has nothing to do with this issue. That's interstate commerce. This isn't. I have seen media stories that this dusty law has never been litigated. I direct your attention to the litigation that was involved in. That's Twiggs County, James Emery versus Twiggs County, 96B, 199F. Madam Chairman, would you like a copy of it?
Yes, sir. I believe we
We only have one copy of it in this one. And in there, that law is quoted very prominently, and in the judge's final order, he relied on it. And Twiggs County prevailed because of it, so it has been looked at in Twiggs County. Significant recharge areas make up about 5% of land in Georgia, and that leaves 95% that is unprotected and can be used for mega landfills. Why vote to destroy the only pristine, healthy, underground, pure water that exists over the recharge area? Once these liners leak, it's too late, and they will leak. Too bad for the millions who will suffer from this unneeded lobbyist bill. We were told that Twiggs County's Line landfill was the first in the state. A very good engineering firm in Macon designed the landfill, and the state approved it, claiming state of the art. Initially, it served only about 20,000 people. Now they got it up to what we figured at least 200,000. The original 4-acre cell where waste was deposited was overwhelmed by rainy periods in the very beginning. And the leachate collection pond was so undersized that leachate had to be pumped out and hauled 40 miles away for treatment every time it had a good rainy spell. Now they have changed that. By the way, there were leaks all the way in the transfer of the leachate. They've now changed that to a tank system, but how safe is that, since you've got to pump it into trucks and they've got to carry it to Dublin or wherever and have it treated? So much for state-of-the-art landfills. Metal, by the way, that landfill and probably others, when Advanced Disposal purchased it, stopped using what is called C&D cell construction and demolition. They're typically unlined where you dump construction and demolition material, because you don't want to tear up the liner by dumping it into a line landfill. Guess what? For years, Advanced Disposal, and years ago, they dug out the C&D that was in the unlined landfill, lined it, and now everything, glass, rebar, splintered tube board, mirrors, you all can probably think of a whole lot more things that are undesirable that go in there. And when these heavy packing tractors run over it, it can only leak. I mean, there's no other way it's going to leak. Well, EPD's permitted that. They turn a blind eye or think it's all right. I don't know which, but I think everybody sitting in this room knows that that's a bad practice, yet it goes on right over the recharge area. Senate Bill 110 is like a mean bully who removed the little girl's canary from the cage, holding it up in his hand, claiming he had the right of life or death over this canary. She begged him not to crush it. He crushed it, threw it on the floor. It sounds a lot like this Senate Bill 110. You have the power of clean or contaminated water for several million current Georgia residents and untold millions in the future. Why, there's a question, and I'm going to shut up. Why is this 5% of our land mass so urgently in need of contamination?
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. It's his day.